All right, let's dive into something that's totally changed the game for how we shop, sell, and pretty much live our lives: Mobi Commerce. And trust me, this isn't just another trend, it's the new normal. And getting a handle on it is absolutely crucial for any business that wants to win today.
Just think about it for a second. When was the last time you actually bought something? Were you sitting at a big desktop computer? Or were you on your couch, maybe on the bus, or waiting in line for a coffee? For almost all of us, that answer has completely flipped in just the last few years. And that new reality is exactly what we're going to unpack first. It's this wild idea that your entire business, your storefront, all your products, your cash register, it can all now fit right inside your customer's pocket.
Here's the big shift: going shopping isn't really an event anymore, it's just a constant, always on possibility. With a couple of taps on a screen, that gap between wanting something and buying it has basically disappeared. And for businesses, well, that changes everything.
So this whole anytime, anywhere shopping experience, it has an official name, right? Let's get a really clear definition because, understanding the language is always the first step to mastering the strategy.
At its heart, it's really this simple. M-commerce, or mobile commerce, is just the act of buying and selling stuff using a mobile device, like your smartphone or a tablet. It's all about creating experiences specifically designed for that on-the-go world we all live in.
But hold on, m-commerce is so much more than just a tiny website. It's really defined by its own unique superpowers: that always-on accessibility, payment systems that make buying something feel totally effortless, a user experience built for touch, and of course, the power to get instant feedback on what your customers are doing.
Now, to really appreciate just how powerful mobile is, we've got to compare it to the traditional e-commerce that we're all used to. Nailing down the differences here is the key to unlocking all that potential. So in one corner, you've got the classic desktop experience, and in the other, you have the super fast, app-focused world of mobile. Let's put them head to head and see what really sets them apart.
Wow, okay, so when you lay it all out like this, the differences are huge, right? With m-commerce, accessibility is a given. It's literally anywhere, anytime. Traditional e-commerce, that often keeps you chained to a desk. The user experience on mobile is built for speed and touch, while desktop sites can feel super clunky on a small screen. And payments? Come on, it's the difference between a one-tap checkout and digging out your wallet to type in 16 digits. It's not just a smaller screen, it's a totally different, way more immediate experience.
Okay, so we see the technical differences, but why should businesses really make mobile a top priority? Let's jump into the actual tangible benefits you get when you fully embrace this shift.
And let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't just some little add-on or a nice-to-have feature on a checklist. When you do it right, mobile commerce is a serious, powerful engine for growth that can totally transform how you find, connect with, and sell to your customers.
I mean, the benefits here are just massive. A mobile presence means you can reach a much wider market. You're meeting customers exactly where they are, on their phones. A faster checkout process, that directly fights against abandoned carts. Things like push notifications create way more engagement, and a slick experience builds loyalty, and most importantly, it boosts your conversion rates. Every single one of these is a direct win for your business.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, but how does a mobile store actually get built? I know it can seem like a huge, intimidating process, but it really breaks down into a few clear, manageable steps.
So the whole journey kicks off with discovery and strategy. That's where you figure out your goals, your KPIs, and who you're actually trying to reach. Next up is design and prototyping, where that vision starts to come to life. You're mapping out the user's entire journey, focusing on a really smooth experience. Then you get to the development phase. This is where the code gets written and everything gets connected to your inventory and payment systems. And finally, you have super thorough testing to squash any bugs before the big launch. It's a really methodical process that takes a great idea and turns into a real working product. So we've covered what m-commerce is, how it's different from the old way, and all the great things it can do. But now, let's bring it all home and focus on the most important question. What does all this mean for your business? This quote really just nails it, doesn't it? As we look ahead, just being mobile friendly isn't going to cut it anymore. The whole mindset has to shift to mobile first. The businesses that are going to win are the ones that are obsessed with speed, convenience, and creating these hyper-personalized shopping experiences that make every single user feel special. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about.
In a world where a customer's very first impression of your brand is almost guaranteed to be a mobile one, are you ready for that moment? Is that first interaction as amazing and seamless and effective as it needs to be? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.